what about this multitasking culture, man?
Yeah, I mean,
Nowadays,
you're a
right?
brain doctor, right? Multitasking is a myth.
Right. And I just the first picture that comes to my head is like on social media is like all these guys with all the screens, right? And like they're trading on one side, and then they're like, editing on this side and doing all this sorts of all this crazy stuff at the same time. And they're probably not doing a good job
of any one of those things. Yeah. I mean, I think that, so you might know this research better than me. I think there was a study at Stanford where they actually put people in fMRI machines a couple years ago, and like they looked at people's brains during multitasking. And what they found is that, like you said, you actually get less done, ironically, and at a much lower quality.
I think it was 50. Was it 50%?
It was a big number like that. Yeah. However, I do think that there's like a 0.5%, kind of like short sleepers of the population who actually can multitask pretty effectively. So one, it's probably not you because it's just how stats work.
Right.
And two, I do think that like there are some roles where to probably be world class, you have to be one of those 0.5% of people.
Yeah.
And maybe it is like trading, or you got like 19 things going on at once. But I mean, it's so simple. If I had my phone out here and every 10 minutes I was checking my email, this conversation would not be nearly as enjoyable for me or for the listener.
Right.
So like, I think when we put it into real terms, it becomes clear to all of us that multitasking isn't great.
Right. And I think it's definitely applicable now where people are living lives with fragmented attention is kind of what you say. And especially because of all this pull, everything it seems to be geared to grab and keep your attention.
Yeah.
Right. With social media, with the cat litter commercials, with like everything.
Headlines on news stories. It's
right.
all
It's
attention.
just becoming so difficult.
Yeah. And
right?
I think it's
to
only going to get
present.
more difficult with artificial intelligence. And the reason I say that is I think AI is going to be really good at looking at the internet to finding the quote unquote viral content and then just reproducing stuff that's like it. And someone's making money on those eyeballs.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think that there's much to do. I think that once you put yourself in the candy store, it's impossible not to eat candy.
Yeah.
So I think the work is realizing when you're in the candy store and when you don't want to be in it, and when you don't want to be in it, like leaving it.
Yeah.
And that might mean putting your computer away. It might mean putting your phone away. It might mean going for a walk with no device. It might mean having a dinner with friends where everyone puts their cell phone in a drawer. Not because people are like being paternalistic, but because everyone agrees that, hey, if my phone's on me, I'm not going to be as good. So let's all do this together.
Right.
I think that's kind of the way of being present in the future.
Yeah. You describe the phone as an existential slot machine.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, right? I mean, of course. Oh, like there's a moment of time where it's just kind of open. Well, I need some validation that I matter, so I'm going to go respond to an email.
Right.
And every time you do this, you're scrolling that slot machine to see what email comes in or what text message or what social media thing. And you don't know what you're going to get back. That's why
do you think we
machine.
need that so bad? Like, why do you think?
I think we want to matter, man. And I think that that's the trade-off, or that's not the trade-off, but like that's the gist of it. Is I think that technology-enabled social media is like Diet Coke. And actually having a conversation like this, or hanging out with your friends, or showing up to volunteer, or working in your clinic, that's like real Coke.
Right.
And we spend a lot of time like looking for that source of meaning and validation in ways that are maybe not as satisfying as getting it in person.
Yeah.
And I think that is the thing that social media has sold the most is connection, but it's the illusion of connection.
That's an excellent point.
Now, it's not all bad because you came across my stuff on the internet and
That's
we
true.
connected over email.
That's right.
And we wouldn't be here without any of it.
Right.
So it's a tool. And I think like it's not about saying, oh, relegate it away altogether, because again, we wouldn't be here, but it's about realizing it's a tool and then trying to use it in a way that leads to things like this.
Right.